Okay, a good rule of thumb on desert rangelands or on rangelands in general is to take half and leave half. So here we would have, we measured and we had 1,700 pounds of forage. So if we divide that in half, that'd be 850 pounds. That'd be what we would want to leave here per acre as cover so that we don't damage our roots in the wintertime. They don't get froze out. You know, if we get a rainfall, it's able to absorb the moisture better. And then we divide that 850 pounds in half, and we would come up with 425 pounds per acre that would be usable by livestock. The other 425 pounds would either be lost due to trampling, wind blowing it down, rainstorms washing it away, wildlife using it, or termites or whatever. You know, that's just the harvest efficiency of livestock is to where they can get about half of what you're trying to, what is available to them. And then in desert landscapes, there's a couple of other rules that I'll let Bruce describe.
It's always a fine tuning. We talk about take half and leave half, but that's really, we work in averages, and that's for an average year. So we've had a well above average year out here. So half of what we've measured here today is 800 pounds. Well, on an average, we'd probably want to be closer to 400 pounds. So we can graze a little more than what our formula told us, but that table is also in here for desert, short grass prairie, mid-grass prairies, the minimum you want to use. So that's kind of the exercise you have to go through. And conversely, if we were in a drought and we came out here and we only clipped 425 pounds per acre, we would basically know we don't have any grazing left, because we've already, you know, half of that isn't really take half, it's our bare minimum residue. So the old take half, leave half thing is a good thing to think about, but you want to always go by the bare minimum residue that's in these tables, because yours are variable. Which brings me to another point about doing all this. You want to do this exercise not right now like we're doing it. We're in the middle of the growing season, it's raining, forage is going to change every day. The most effective time you can perform this exercise is at the end of the growing season, going into the winter time, when you're trying to figure out what your winter feeding program is going to be, how many cows you can carry through the winter, or going into a drought. Now, the problem with droughts is we don't know how long they last. But if we go out there at the beginning of the drought and we know what we've got, then we'll know how much forage we've got, and it doesn't matter how long the drought lasts. We've got that much forage to get us through it. So I almost think this is a more beneficial exercise for drought management almost than day to day. But I always say, you know, if you're going to spend 2 days out of the year doing something in addition to what you normally do, get out and spend some time in the pasture and look at your forage.
Right.
At the end of the growing season.
Yeah, and as a rule, that would be after the first frost.
Around this part of the world, probably
you know,
first
around
of
this
November.
part of the world, you know, middle October to the 1st of November, as a rule. You know, just depends on where you are and when you get your first frost and when your growing season ends.